maybe I'll come to regret it because maybe one day I'll say the wrong thing or ask the wrong question, and he might go off on me for all I know. But I got to tell you, I love that man. I love me some Nick Saban, man. And one of the greatest honors I've ever had, Jeff, was when he asked me to come and speak to the football team. Not once, but twice. And anytime he calls, I'll come. I love this man. I cannot believe that Nick Saban has to explain what he explained to a fan base in Alabama because he's absolutely 1,000% right. He arrived at Alabama. What the hell were they doing? They were irrelevant. Nobody cared. They would still talk about Bear Bryant, okay, who had retired decades earlier, okay, because they ain't had nobody like that since. Since Nick Saban has arrived, Jeff, Saturday, Nick Saban is 180 and 24 in 15 years. He hasn't even averaged 2 losses a season in 15 years at Alabama. In 15 years at Alabama, he's won 6 national titles. This man is phenomenal. He's approaching 70 years of age. If he's not there already, I don't think he's there yet. He's approaching 70 years of age and religiously has one of the top, if not the top recruiting class in the nation. Every year, he's right up there. And oh, by the way, you know what the greatest compliment to his greatness is? The Kirby Smarts of the world and the Jimbo Fishers of the world and, you know, and Lane Kiffins of the world and others. Up until this season, he never lost to an assistant coach. I mean, it's just greatness sprinkled everywhere. And for him to have to explain how unappreciative fans in Alabama are, fans of the Crimson Tide are, is the real crime. Because I'm here to tell you something right now. Listen, I've been in this business, and I'm gonna always work because I work. That's who I am. That's the man my mama raised me to be.
Your DNA.
But I gotta tell you, if I thought about taking a day off, when I sat down with Nick Saban one-on-one, he and I talking privately, that inspired me even more, Jeff, Saturday, because he went like this. He said, when you win, he said, what do?
Yeah.
You keep going. Because the second you stop, you get caught. And then you dip, you slide. And rising up again may not be possible. You keep going. That's what he preaches. And show me a corporation, show me a team, show me an organization, show me somebody who is about winning that doesn't believe that. Nick Saban is phenomenal, just phenomenal. And if I had a son and he wanted to play football at college, I'd want him to play for Nick Saban.
That's why him and Bill Belichick are so tight. Jeff, before you jump in here, I just have to say one thing. For perspective, I root for a football team. Ask me their record, Stephen A. 1-10, the Yukon Huskies. That's my football team. Jeff, carry on.
Congratulations with that.
Hey, listen, my daughter Savannah goes to Alabama. She's a freshman this year. And I got my first experience with Alabama fans going down to the games this year. And he is 100% right. It's not good enough to just win. It's like your fans look at you and the style in which you win. It's crazy to me. I mean, I'm sitting here and I'm like, this team has been so good for so long. And to Stephen A's point, you talk about the ways that you measure men, right? Whether it's in the tough times, but successful times are even more important because when you see them succeeding, can they keep that? How do they keep that? How do they continue to grow in success instead of getting instead of feeling themselves and just kind of hanging around? I love that about Nick Saban. And to your point, what he's saying to the fans is so true. People think about these college athletes as professional athletes. They are not. They are going back to study. They are going back to take tests. There are other stressors in their life that they are thinking about other than just football. When I tell guys all the time, when you get to the NFL, you have so much more time to be around family and friends and all those things because of the expectations in college of being a student athlete, and it goes in that order. You got to be the student before you can be the athlete. I so appreciate Nick Saban and what he said and the way that he said it, because you saw how impassioned he was about what he was saying. And when he looked at everybody and said, they want to win more than I want to win and you want to win, man, he is preaching. It is so true. Guys give everything they have. They give up their free time. They give up holidays. You know, they give up Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, you name it. Like, think about all the holidays that happen in the fall. They don't do holidays in football. It is all about how are we getting better as a football team to reach the peak of what we want to get to. I applaud college athletes and what they're doing, football players. Man, what Nick Saban said, I loved it. He was absolutely preaching. I appreciate somebody with his stature saying it because it means that much more.
And, Jeff, the last point that I want to make is this. You know the other thing that he didn't say that he easily could have said as to why they should support these players? It's because of who they're playing for. Who would not hesitate to hold a player accountable more than Nick Saban?
Yeah.
You're going to put in that work. Mm-hmm. You're going to make that sacrifice. Yeah. It's going to be about we and not about me. Playing for Nick Saban, he's going to emphasize those things, and the whole world knows he's that kind of guy, which should give even more. It should make us support the players even more because we know they're playing for a man we trust will hold them accountable.
Sure. Let me move it forward.
He's the man. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.